I would like to talk to Matt, ask him pro and con what he thinks about horror remakes.
Well, I mean, I think in the case of that, you know, in my particular situation, and I actually think it's true of any of the remakes that I really love. Like, I love John Carpenter's The Thing. I mean, I think the original is a great movie. It's actually, for its time, really spooky and scary and cool. And the remake is fantastic. It's a great movie. And I think it ultimately comes down to your sort of respect and commitment to the material. I think that when people feel that they don't, and I would have exactly the same, if I were on the outside, I would be worried about just the same things, that there's a kind of bastardization of the material. They think about, oh, Americanization means, oh, you're gonna come in and you're gonna add, you know, lots of gratuitous stuff. And really, in my case, it was much more about context and how to honor the original story and find a way that it applies to sort of the way that we lived or that I lived and in my childhood and things like that. And so anyway, long-winded answer that for me, it really comes down to, I think, the filmmaker's commitment to what they're doing. And if they feel that they can do something with it while honoring it and at the same time bringing something of themselves to it, then I think that there can be some really great remakes. And I think that's what it comes down to.
I think what the problem is just the overwhelming amount of remakes that, you know, those who are making these films think they're onto some kind of like cash cow, that it's going to be, that's a magic formula for making success, and so they're just milking it for all they possibly can. So much of the stuff that's coming out is remakes, and that's not allowing original stuff to come out as well so much. So I think that's the problem, is just that there's too many remakes being done. But I don't have a problem with remakes per se, because if it's truly a you know, heartfelt passion project that somebody's doing, then the chances are it might be a really great movie.
Horror has become a bummer because it's become lowest common denominator because it's been so successful recently. So it's just, that's where all the remakes and sequels come in, is because it's like, people just go to see this and it's lowest common denominator. It just is what it is, and there's not a lot behind it other than the coolness. And I think that's a bummer because, you know, I love cool stuff as much as anyone else, but then you kind of walk out of the movie feeling kind of empty. And I think there is a little bit of responsibility as a filmmaker, unless you're not interested, but to have some reasons to make the movie beyond coolness. And I think as an audience, it's very important that we have some responsibility that if the movie, you know it's going to be stupid, don't go see it opening weekend, because you make it so much harder for like the people who want to make the non-stupid movies. Because when something really stupid makes a lot of money, more stupid stuff gets made. And that's just the reality. And people go like, what the fuck, why are they making so many remakes? Because you keep fucking going to see them. Go see something else, and it'll be okay.
And over the years, I've been offered a bunch of projects, not just horror films, but just movies that are known titles to be remade. And I always taken the sort of George Lucas approach of, you know, he couldn't get the rights to Flash Gordon, so he went and made Star Wars. So I thought, that's a better way to go. I'm going to put that much work into making something good. You should do something that you own and control, so that you're not just making a studio rich with, you know, something that they own. But when they came back to me last year and said, we're going to take, we want to take your script and make that the basis of the new Predator movie. Would you like to be involved? I couldn't direct it because I was doing something else, but I also kind of liked what I had written. I didn't want to see it get made by someone else, so I thought, well, can I just produce it and oversee it getting, so I get the fun of making one of these Predator movies and get such an enduring character, and try to make sure that it comes out in a way that honors, you know, the original. And they were all down for that, so we actually had a blast doing it. And it's just not my baby. I didn't create Predator. I can make it as a fan and deliver it to the audiences that have been so loyal to this character, even through the bad movies. They still love this character. And also, one of my kids' movies, one of the kids was playing a video game. I said, what are you playing? And he goes, AVP. Respect the classics, man. And I was like, you dumb little kid. That's not the classic. I gotta school this punk right now. I'm taking that assignment. Okay, I'm doing the Predator movie.